All right, this is my first time trying out MLB the Show 22 on the Nintendo Switch. I'm using this controller here. I'm also going to be using GameCube controller to go with it as well. And we're going to try it out for the first time here. All right, now this video is just going to be gameplay, so I'm just going to go to Diamond Dynasty. As you can see, the background, they kind of throw your watermark over it. Again, this is just the test tech. This is not the final product at all. This is just the test tech. So, that being said, we know there's some work to do still.
Leading off tonight for Cleveland.
All right, now I got a chance to play this a little bit on the handheld version of it. As you can tell by this, it is really grainy right now. Like, really grainy right now. And I have the first, you can call it, generation of the Nintendo Switch. That's playing okay. You can tell it's dropping some frames. Right now, at its current state, it's just okay. I mean, as you can see, look at the hair, look at the shoes, look at just in generally around the guy's shape. You can see all the pixelated things here. Of course, this is me playing like as I would be on a TV versus, you know, the Nintendo Switch console. But even on the console itself, it still looks kind of grainy. And I'm going to guess they're going to be fixing that a little bit. I mean, look at the number 22 is in the show 22 back there. You can kind of see the graininess in that. But then you also have like the clarity in the letters, and that's obviously letters, but we're hoping that it gets to that point a little bit. But for right now, this is a very grainy experience. It's just something where if you're playing, you know, on the road, you want to take it with you, good, go ahead, that's great. But as you can say, like everything's kind of lagging a little bit here. You can tell by the audio and everything too, lagging a little bit. Guys, clarity in the field, you know, it's a little bit off. This is not the most recommended way to play. So if you're going to be playing online with somebody, you're going to be playing online, you know, Diamond Dynasty, online, just ranked or Battle Royale, whatever you want to play online, I probably wouldn't on the Nintendo Switch. At least not right away. As you can tell, it's just... Because, I mean, as you may know or may not know, when you play online, you can't lag too often. If you lag, it's really kind of an iffy situation. As you'll see here, you can tell, like, look at the bat waggle. You can see how it kind of like skips a frame or two. It takes a second for it to catch up. It seems like the game's almost too big for what it is right now. You know, I'm going to actually uninstall this game and try it again. Oh, my Lord. I'm on rookie, by the way, so like it's not that impressive. But I'm going to try to uninstall the game. I have to uninstall every game I own to put it on the actual console itself and not just an SD drive. But the SD drive may be causing it to do this. And I don't know exactly if I'm going to test it out for sure. So this game is now fully downloaded onto my console itself. It's no longer on an SD drive. It is actually on the console. We'll see if it changes at all with this. Still feels pretty good right there. Still a little bit laggy. Obviously, you know, the graphics aren't fully there, which wouldn't change. So I wanted to put a ball play in here because I want to see how this actually plays out. Okay, well, that doesn't help. Yo, Cole, stop being so dominant. The hair got a little better, though. I'm going to be honest. It did. A little closer. But I don't know if you can see it in the video here, but when I'm actually trying, when it zooms in on the head, the reflections you see are actually really grainy as well. So these reflections are good now. As you can see, you know, you have around the brim, you can see obviously the, you know, the pixelated view of it. The stadium itself is actually pretty solid on it. And then obviously the top of the helmet, the hair, everything like that, you can see it pretty well. The hair looks pretty good here though, to be honest. Doesn't look too bad. I'm just mentioning this because when they show close-up images of the face in different previews, I guess, this, for lack of better words, I can't remember the name right now, that it doesn't churn out the best because of this. So still laggy when ball in play. As you can tell by the whole animation, it was pretty laggy there as well. But overall, I mean, again, I wouldn't play this online. You're taking on the road. You're just having fun messing around. You know, you're in bed, grinding parallels, grinding out cards, you know, whatever you want to do. Sure. But I wouldn't play this really competitively at all. I would not play competitively at all. To have fun, it may even be a stretch to have fun, to be honest. It's going to be... At this point, I would probably rather stream the Xbox Live app from my phone, so the Xbox can play on that way, than actually play it on the Nintendo Switch. Do it from my iPad, something like that. It has better graphics, one. It doesn't lag as much. Yeah, there's an input lag with it. So if you're inside the house where you're most likely playing your Nintendo Switch, it won't really much matter. When you're on the road, though, take the Switch with you. It's okay. It'll get you by if you really need to play it, but I need to see a lot of improvements from how grainy, how much lag there is in this game to be remotely, not I'm gonna say playable because it's playable right now, but remotely enjoyable to take this on the road with. The state of this game right now, this second, during this test tech, for Nintendo Switch, bad. Like, I would not pay money for this game bad. Do I love the game? Yes. Am I going to buy it on my PlayStation and Xbox and probably the Switch? Yeah. But if it's anything like this, no. Obviously, the Xbox and PlayStation, they're going to play fine. They've done it for years. They've done it now the past year for Xbox, but they've done it for years with the PlayStation. But right now, current state with the Switch, I would not purchase it. I would not buy it. It's barely playable in a sense. No, I would not do anything with this game. It's got a lot of work to do right now. A lot of work. Between both controllers, though, the actual Joy-Cons and the controller itself, they both play about the same. I don't have the Pro controller, but what I know from it, it pretty much plays like an Xbox controller. That'd be number one option. Number two option would be the actual Joy-Cons itself, and then grab this basically little holder for it to make it its own little controller. That'd be number two option. I would rather play it like this than playing it with this. Would be my last option here, would be the GameCube controller. And the only reason why it's the last option here, first of all, if you can get used to the buttons, that's great. That's fine. If you get used to the layout, I guess, that's great and fine for you. It would be number one, that's number two. But right now, the way it is, if you're used to playing the show, this button layout here it's confusing for your mind, to say the least. Your button wants to be on A, but A is first base. A is your contact swing. B is your normal swing, and B is just is your fastball here. So everything switches around. So this is home plate, first base, second base, third base, and obviously you have on top as well is going to be your fifth pitch. But this layout right here, if your mind isn't used to it, it will confuse you for the first little while, and it's just kind of not the best. Pinpoint on this controller isn't bad because, you know, you're just dealing with a lot with this. Yeah, sorry. It's hard to do it in reverse. But, you know, you select your pitches here. It's a little bit awkward because on the actual controller itself, I don't know if you can really see this or not, because it's not a perfect circle, it's going to pull you to certain angled points, which the controller doesn't really register like a perfect circle. So I'm going to try to throw a curveball here. which is, it does register the circle, but you can kind of feel like the clicks with it, and it's okay. You know, it may help for those curveball situations to get you in the right spots.
Number 7.
And it's not bad. As you see, a lot of lagging going on there. Again, I'm not going to go into it anymore, but you see it. Don't let me be the decision maker for you. Install it for yourself. Try it out, because, you know, it could work on your system. There are OLED, you know, upgraded versions of the Nintendo Switch. There's some that aren't running as whatever smoothly, I guess you could say it. That we're not as spec'd out as other versions of the Switch, but try it out for yourself. See how it works on your system. If it's the same way, make sure you go to theshow.com and let them know in the test tech how it is for you, so they can fix these things before launch, and so that way we get a more complete game, and it's a game we're all loving and we all enjoy, from our Switch to our Xbox to our PlayStations. Remember to visit this right here if you want to give feedback to the game and what they can improve on while you try out the test tech yourself. If you want to try it out, make sure you click on the video right here that tells you how to download it for yourself on your own Nintendo Switch.